I get a kick out of people saying, well, we expected something. No one expected Coach Lombardi.
He was completely ready. He had a fire in him unlike any other coach. It's the fact that he had those 20 years in the vineyards, preparing himself, thinking that he was better than people realized. All of those frustrations made the great Lombardi possible.
Vince Lombardi, a name synonymous with excellence in the world of professional football, was not only a renowned coach, but also an innovative strategist who transformed the game itself. Born in Brooklyn, New York, Lombardi played football at Fordham University, where he showcased his leadership and tenacity, earning a place on the famed 7 blocks of granite offensive line. After a brief stint in the coaching ranks at high schools and as an assistant at college programs, he entered the NFL in 1954 as an assistant coach for the New York Giants. It was in 1959, however, that he would find his true calling as head coach of the Green Bay Packers. Lombardi's teams embodied discipline, resilience, and a relentless pursuit of perfection, culminating in the Packers winning 5 championships in the 1960s, including the first 2 Super Bowls. His famous quote, "Winning isn't everything, it's the only thing," encapsulated his winning mentality. Beyond the field, Lombardi was a staunch advocate for the importance of character and integrity in sports, leaving a legacy that transcended the game itself. His impact is still felt today, not only in the NFL, but in the way athletes approach competition, teamwork, and personal development. Lombardi passed away from cancer in 1970, but his spirit continues to resonate in the football world, symbolizing the pursuit of greatness and the relentless drive to achieve one's goals. Join us in honoring the lasting influence of Lombardi's vision on both the NFL and the Green Bay Packers, as we uncover the principles that continue to resonate with fans and athletes alike.
Winning, well, I think it's only natural that anyone would think that to win is important. That's the reason you're in this business. If you have any kind of pride or any kind of dedication or any kind of backbone or spunk to you, you should try to be the best in your own profession, regardless of what it is. Anybody who has the idea that just to play or just to take part and that's all that's necessary, I think he's in the wrong business. I think he's in the wrong country, let me put it that way. I think one of the things that made America great is to try to be the best in everything that they do. And the best, again, is signified by winning. I was born on June 11th, 1913. I was born in the old Sheepshead Bay section of Brooklyn.
Raised in a close-knit Italian-American family, Lombardi's early life was steeped in the values of hard work, discipline, and resilience, principles that would later define his coaching philosophy.
They went to work in that meat packing, and they were carrying half of a cow, and I think that was my grandfather's way of teaching discipline.
Lombardi's academic journey led him to Fordham University, where he played football as part of the legendary 7 blocks of granite offensive line. His collegiate experience not only honed his athletic skills, but also instilled in him the importance of teamwork and leadership. After graduating in 1937 with a degree in business, Lombardi took his first steps into coaching at St. Cecilia High School in Englewood, New Jersey. It was here that he began to develop his signature coaching style, focusing on discipline and motivation to cultivate talent. Following his success at the high school level, Lombardi transitioned to college football, where he further refined his tactical knowledge and gained invaluable experience. His career took a pivotal turn when he joined the New York Giants as an offensive coordinator in 1954. Under his guidance, the Giants transformed into a formidable team, showcasing the innovative strategies that would come to define his legacy. Lombardi's commitment to excellence and ability to inspire players set the stage for his groundbreaking tenure as head coach of the Green Bay Packers, where he would ultimately etch his name into the annals of football history.
I had felt that I had done what I could for the Giants, really, and I just felt that it was time for me to move, really, and I made it a point to try to move. I couldn't do anything with the Giants. I couldn't advance anymore. I had to be more or less accept what I was with the Giants, and that's what I was. And otherwise, I was status quo as far as the Giants were concerned. I wasn't going to be satisfied as an assistant coach, and I wanted to be a head coach of a professional football team, and Green Bay gave me the chance to be one.
When Vince Lombardi took the helm as head coach of the Green Bay Packers in 1959, the team was struggling to find its identity, caught in a cycle of mediocrity. Lombardi arrived with a vision that would redefine the Packers.
We were hoping change would come. I get a kick out of people saying, well, we expected something. No one expected Coach Lombardi.
He was completely ready. He had a fire in him unlike any other coach. It's the fact that he had those 20 years in the vineyards, preparing himself, thinking that he was better than people realized. All of those frustrations made the great Lombardi possible.
Lombardi left an indelible mark on the entire National Football League. His approach to coaching was revolutionary. He focused on discipline, hard work, and a deep sense of commitment. Lombardi believed that success stemmed from unwavering dedication and the relentless pursuit of excellence, a philosophy that quickly resonated with his players.
When he walked into the meeting and he looked us right in the eye, he said, "Gentlemen, we're going to relentlessly chase perfection, knowing full well we won't catch it because nothing is perfect, but we're going to relentlessly," and that's how he blurted it, "chase it, because in the process we will catch excellence." He said, "I'm not remotely interested in being just good." Holy mackerel, man, I was just up like this. I didn't even need a seat to sit on. I was like this, ready to go.
I was in a Marine boot camp for 2 years. I knew all about how tough it was, and these things were picnics compared to what he did. Come on the field, first he took a lap. We thought it was fine. Then the receivers would go out and run patterns. And he'd say, okay, now we start practice. And then we went to up-down.
And up-down is running in place. When he says front, you hit your belly, back, you hit your back. And you would do that to the point of exhaustion. Guys would lose consciousness on the field, vomiting. It wasn't uncommon to see a guy just keel over.
It was unbelievable. We all just looked at each other. We couldn't believe this guy's crazy.
Big thing is that he recognized the talent which was there.
We had a lot of talent. Nitschke, Jimmy Taylor, Ringo, myself, Forrest Gregg, Horning, Starr. There were 13 guys who were Pro Bowl, All-Pro, or Hall of Fame on that 58 team. And we were 110-1.
I believe we'll have a nucleus about which we can build the future.
Lombardi's influence extended beyond the X's and O's of the game. He instilled a culture of unity and resilience within the franchise. He fostered a brotherhood among players, emphasizing teamwork and the importance of each member's contribution. This camaraderie was pivotal in building the confidence necessary to achieve greatness. Lombardi's fiery speeches and motivational prowess ignited a passion in his players that propelled them to not only meet their potential, but exceed it. The pinnacle of Lombardi's impact came in Super Bowl I, where the Packers triumphed over the Kansas City Chiefs. This victory not only solidified Lombardi's legacy as a coaching icon, but also set the stage for the Packers' storied history in the league. His ability to inspire and drive his team to success transformed the Packers into a franchise synonymous with greatness, paving the way for a legacy that endures to this day. Lombardi's principles of leadership, discipline, and commitment continue to resonate, making him a timeless figure in the annals of sports history and a beacon of excellence for future generations. Vince Lombardi, a name synonymous with excellence in football, was not only a coaching genius, but also a profound leader whose philosophy and leadership style transformed the landscape of the NFL and left an indelible mark on the Green Bay Packers.
Here was a man that I just liked from the day we met him in that first meeting. But because I had not shown much in his eyes, I had to work my way up there. I throw a pass and it's tipped. The ball is intercepted. and he is chewing my you-know-what out. Just unbelievable. So I said, Coach, may I see you after practice? He said, sure. So I went down into his office and said, Coach, I can take your chewing. That doesn't bother me. And I said, yet you chew my you-know-what out in front of the entire team, and yet you want me to be leading that team. Please don't chew me out in front of them. If you want to chew me out for something, please do it here in your office. He never, ever chewed me out in practice again. I think it was a turning point.
At the heart of Lombardi's coaching philosophy was a relentless pursuit of perfection. He believed that success was not merely a product of talent, but a culmination of hard work, discipline, and unwavering commitment. His famous mantra, "Winning isn't everything, it's the only thing," encapsulated his belief that the pursuit of excellence should be at the forefront of every athlete's mind. Lombardi was known for his meticulous attention to detail and his insistence on discipline. He implemented a rigorous training regimen that emphasized fundamentals and execution, often drilling his players on the simplest of techniques until they became second nature.
You're always kind of saving a little bit to stay alive, you know. You're not giving him everything you got, but you're giving him quite a bit. And he wanted every ounce of ability you had. And he would not relent, and he wouldn't stop until you gave it to him.
Go ahead now! Yeah.
I jumped off sides one time in a scrimmage, and he got in my face, and he said, "Mister, the concentration period of a college student is 5 minutes, high school is 3 minutes, kindergarten is 30 seconds. You don't even have that, so where's that put you?" Put me checking my shoe shine. I go up in the locker room, sitting there, chin in my hand, elbow in my knee, looking at the floor, thinking, I'm never gonna play for this guy. And he came in the door, came across the room, slapped me on the back of the neck, messed up my hair. He said, "Son, one of these days you're gonna be the best guard in football." And he turned around and walked away. And that started my motor. With that comment, he allowed me to think about being a great football player. And from that point on, I worked my tail off. I gave him everything I had. It made a profound impact on my life.
This relentless focus on the basics allowed his teams to perform at peak levels under pressure, creating a sense of confidence that fueled their success on the field. Lombardi also understood the importance of adaptability, emphasizing that a successful coach must be willing to adjust strategies based on the strengths and weaknesses of both his team and the opponents. Lombardi, often referred to as the greatest coach in NFL history, leading the Green Bay Packers to 5 championship titles and 2 Super Bowl titles in just 9 years. His tough coaching style and no-nonsense attitude are legendary, but there is another side to Lombardi that many do not know: his deep love for football, family, and faith. In this segment, we see a different side of the man who built one of the most iconic teams in sports history. Lombardi was much more than a coach. He was a devoted husband, a dedicated father, and a deeply spiritual man. Love was at the core of everything Lombardi did. He had an unbreakable bond with his wife Marie, who was the only person who could talk back to him and get his attention.
My mother was the only person who could talk back to my father and get his attention.
We loved her. God, we loved her because we couldn't say anything to him. All he did is win all the time. She could.
One of the most common phrases that you could hear out of Vince Lombardi's mouth was, "Shut up, Marie." But like many marriages, he would say that in public, and then he would do exactly what she instructed him to do in private.
They had a love affair that lasted over 30 years, even through the trials and tribulations of Lombardi's demanding career. He once said, "God, family, and the Green Bay Packers, that's my holy trinity." But his love for the game of football was also undeniable. He lived and breathed it, looking at every play as an opportunity for perfection. Failure was not an option for Lombardi, and he instilled this mindset into his players. He pushed them to be their best and never settle for mediocrity. Lombardi's love was not limited to just his family and his team.
And who's the older boy? But Coach Lombardi. We looked at each other like, holy crap, this guy does everything. And to this day, I believe the priest kept looking at Lombardi like, am I doing it right?
His faith was an integral part of his life, and shaped his coaching style. He believed in a Christian love that could be incorporated into the team, creating a bond between players that went beyond just winning games.
Fields, I gave it a word. There has to be a great deal of love for each other.
He was the first coach that I ever heard refer to love in the locker room. He really believed that there was a Christian love that he could incorporate into the team, the love that binds his players together, the love that comes out of sacrifice.
Here we go, let's go. Come on, one for one, let's go now.
He's very tense the first part of the week, because that's when the hard work is. But as the week goes along, I don't see him Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday night at all. It must be very hard to do what he has to do and do it alone.
Football coaching takes a great deal of time. It takes every minute of your time during the season. From the first part of June through January, there are no days off. You work every day and you work long hours. You work from 7 or 8 in the morning till 12 or 1 o'clock the next morning.
I think we can work 64 give and 65 give either way, right?
My mother used to say, you don't talk to my dad on Monday and Tuesday.
You never in your life seen anything more open than that.
Wednesday, you can kind of have a conversation with him. Thursday begins to lighten up.
That's the best one right there. That was the best one right there.
Friday, Saturdays, he figures he's done everything he can, and he's pretty civil.
Make sure everybody knows you go.
You know, you're at that peak emotionally, and then you need something to get off this 50-story ledge you've been on. It's his way of, you know, kind of coming down and with people that he trusted. You know, you have a couple scotches and be having a good time, and then all of a sudden you could just see him ratcheting and thinking about the next week.
This is Vince Lombardi. I look at this, I look at my behavior, I say, has this become a game for madmen, and am I one of them?
That's exactly what I meant. It's a game for madmen, and I'm the biggest madman of them all.
Bob, how'd you get a man caught back there? Got a touchdown there.
What happened at 68?
I don't know what the hell happened.
I said it was against Zeke. It should have been great.
Well, nobody blocked on the left side. Marvin, you missed that guy every time. Hey, supposed to be a hell of a defensive club. It didn't look like it to me. All the way down, about 70 yards.
Booming voice of his still scares the hell out of me.
Take the other way.
You know, echo in the back of your mind.
Take it this way. What the hell's going on out here? For the love of Pete. What's going on out there?
This is a tough and it's a cruel business. We have to produce. We're only here because we win, period. And when we lose, we're gone. Therefore, we have to win. Therefore, you have to win. And we only want winners.
We only want winners. Why is this your credo? Is it the be-all and end-all of your life?
Well, that's a tough question, Howard. In my business, there is only one place, and that's to be a winner.
We need to get this ball in the end zone. I don't think that there was any doubt in anybody's mind that we had to, or otherwise it was over for us.